Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final day here of the Basketball Champions League regular season. Game day 14 between our hosts, Umana Reyer Venezia, and the visitors from Switzerland, Fribourg Olympic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for these two teams, it's been very different stories this season. Umana Reyer Venezia, as usual, their third season here in the Basketball Champions League. In the top two of their groups, they will finish second today, regardless of the outcome. Off of Fribourg Olympic, a team that qualified here in the Basketball Champions League. It's been a roller coaster for them. Nonetheless, a good experience. Well, Papa BK will be taking on Telecom Basketball, while tomorrow PAOK will be taking on Iberostar Tenerife. Unahulan will be taking on Nanterre 92. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you think about a team like Umana Reyer Venezia and how well they've done so far in the last 3 years in the Basketball Champions League, this needs to be a year where they step up and set their sights on making that Final Four. Well, they've had some good teams over the last 3 years, and this is probably one of their better teams, to say the least. But again, it's got to be something that they've become accustomed to winning. Not just a team that does so well in the regular season and comes up short. Well, there you can see the standings, and as we said, regardless of the results tonight, Fribourg will not move out of 7th, while Umana Reyer Venezia will stay top in 2nd place. Well, players to look out for Fribourg Olympic. Of course, you got Paul Grevet, one of the local boys, but it's all about Justin Robertson, the young explosive point guard. Just coming into his prime now, 25 years of age. Andre Williamson will play some big minutes, while Chad Timberlake will also be another player who definitely gets off the mark, no doubt. But again, the Basketball Champions League is going to be really, at this point, a good experience for them. Well, Umana Reyer Venezia really need to get something out of tonight, ensure that they go into the playoffs with a very stronger play.
Season Group B, Game Day 14 in 2019 FIBA Basketball Champions League. Umana Reyer Venezia, Fribourg Olympic Basket Club. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's our great pleasure to introduce tonight lineups.
Well, the Umana Reyer Venezia, of course, look at the wakes with Deron Washington. Gaspar Vidmar, the Slovenian international, will have a big play tonight. And of course, Turned, one of the sharpshooters for Italian basketball. This team renowned for its run and gun style, really getting up and down the court.
Number 7, Dusan Mracan. Number 12, Thomas Jukovic. Number 13, Babacar Toure.
Well, Babacar Toure has been one of their best players so far this year, averaging a double-double along with Andre Williamson. But all about that man there, Justin Robertson. Well, you got to love the heart and credit this kid has, and definitely a player that's definitely led them to this level.
Number 99, Nathan Jukovic. Coach Peter Alexic. Assistant coach Andrei Stimas. Ed ora pubblico italiano, tutti in piedi. E salutiamo la nostra squadra che si è qualificata al turno successivo della Champions League.
Well, there's big man Gaspar Vidmar from Slovenia. Veteran players in his years, was playing for Banvit the last 2 seasons. And again, what experience he brings to this team, having represented Slovenia and played in the Champions League for the last 3 years. Well, Deron Washington. Thomas Kislake and Bruno Chirella again, along with Paul Baliga, all playing for the national team. Their play is going to be heavily dependent on tonight to ensure, especially when they go into the playoffs. What a big turnaround they're going to have to make sure Umana Reyer Venezia come out with something this year.
E al Bergoglio il trainer è Renzo Colombini e salutiamo anche Michael Ramos.
Well, Umana Reyer Venezia came 4th place in the very first season of the Basketball Champions League, so they know what it takes to get to that level. And again, they got to finish the regular season on a high here tonight on home. Well, we just get set to introduce our officials for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Well, very proud of our officials, of course. We got Tano Suslov, Alexei Davidov, and Kerem Baki coming from Turkey, Russia, and Estonia. Well, as we said, we're very proud to say we have some of the finest officials here in world basketball. They've done an excellent job in all of our competitions, and they will continue to do so here tonight in the Basketball Champions League. We'll get ready to look at the starting lineups for this evening's game. Of course, it'd be interesting to see. I wouldn't be surprised they got Babacar Touré in the starting lineup with Justin Robertson. They're two influential players that really get things going for them. And a lot of times you see Chad Timberlake coming off the bench, but again, another player who could probably play the off guard with Justin Robertson. Well, Timberlake, Mladen, Touré, Williamson, and Jurkovic all make the starting lineup now. Dusan Mladen, 34 years of age, and that definitely is a coaching decision because what he's able to do and what Petr Alexic has realized with a player like Mladen in the lineup, he can definitely spread the floor and really give the defense a headache with his perimeter shooting. Well, Stefano Tonet, Marquez Haynes, Austin Day, Gaspar Vidmar, Deron Washington all make the starting lineup for Umana Reyer Venezia. It's going to see Paul Beliga come off the bench. Well, Coach De Raffaele knows what it takes to get to the Final Four, so it's going to be a big, big opportunity for them tonight to really come out with this one. Well, remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 3rd year now of the Basketball Champions League. It's the last game here for these two teams in the regular season. We're moving on to the playoffs now. Don't go anywhere. Umana Reyer Venezia, 2nd here in the group, taking on 2nd bottom, Fribourg Olympic. We're going to be set for tip in only a matter of moments. We're going to get this one started.
Sono offerti da Terminal Fusina con i suoi servizi attivi tutto l'anno, barca, auto, collegamenti via e Venezia dal Belloni. Consulta gli orari delle linee su www.terminalfusina.it. Vediamo i quintetti delle due squadre. Fribourg Olympic parte con uno 7 Mladen, con il 13 Touré, con il 50 Williamson, con l'88 il capitano Timberlake e col 99 Nathan Jurkovic. Risponde l'Umana Reyer con il capitano Marquez Haynes, Stefano Tonut, Austin Day, Gaspar Vidmar e Deron Washington. A tutto il pubblico del Tagliaccio una buona Champions League.
But again, what an experience it's been for his players this year to play up against Europe's best here in the Basketball Champions League. He knows that they got to make some additions next year, and they're going to have to qualify for it again. Well, there are the traveling fans from Fribourg just making the journey down. Well, the tip is underway. And it will go to Fribourg. All right, well, we're underway, ladies and gentlemen. Jurkovic gives up to the high post to Williamson. Williamson shoots a shot, doesn't get it. And now he pushed down the other way. Well, Gaspar Vedmar now, the big Slovenian, backs on the low block. Got it by Williamson. Draws an early foul. And the foul is on Andre Williamson. Well, there's definitely a size mismatch. Gaspar Vedmar is going to give him a headache all night long. Well, a ton of catch and shoot from the perimeter. Doesn't get it, but they get an offensive rebound. We turn it over. Jurkovic in transition. Has to kick it out under the basket. Well, the easy layup there by Andre Williamson. Gets the first two of the game. Well, they almost turn it over again, but again, they got to be a little bit smarter with the ball. Takes it in the lane now. Well, gets away a huge amount of steps, travels with it. Now Chad Timberlake will bring the ball up for Fribourg Olympic. Mladen catch and shoot right from the top off the front rim. Torre tries to get the rebound. Bumps, fades away with the left hand this time. Can't get it. And a foul under the court. It's called Austin Dyer. Well, Austin Day, excuse me. Oh, it's a tough one, that is, because it looks like it's coming together, but Vedmar just gets his hand to pass, and then Jurkovic turns it over. Well, now Tunnett looking for options now, looking for Austin Day. Down low to Day. Day's gonna have to go to work. Spins around, physical move. Austin Day, unstoppable in the low block. All right, turn it over. Vedmar with a steal. And now they can push transition. Day down low to Tunnett. Tunnett with a reverse layup. Oh, he misses it. Wide open. Looks like he gets a bit of a knock to the face. Back to Washington. Washington pulls the trigger from the perimeter, doesn't get it. Down low to Williamson. Williamson underneath the basket. Well, Andre Williamson now just going to work in the early stages. Day now kicks out. Austin Day sinks a triple. Well, Austin Day now just showing how dynamic he can be, taking perimeter jump shots. Williamson now gives it to Dusan Mladen. Mladen thought about the three. Jurkovic now pushes up, pulls up from the 15 feet, doesn't get it. Day with a rebound now, he'll push. Tunnett had the three, goes baseline, dish out to Gadmar. Gaspar Vedmar just going to work. Well, the assist came from Stefano Tonnet. Gaspar Vidmar just doing what he does best. Mladen gets a pump fake, pulls up for the three this time. Dušan Mladen way off the mark. Day draws the foul. And it's only the second team foul of the first quarter.
Il primo fallo numero 13, Ture.
Attacks the basket. Stefano Tonnet gets the and one. And the band's going to go to the free throw line now for 2 shots. Excuse me, it was an and one, so you can see completely beats Dušan Mladen, goes for the layup, kicks it off the glass, and he'll go to the free throw line now to make a 3-point play. Completely beats him to the spot. And that's a sign of a quick guard. Tonnet now makes the free 3-point play. In the corner now, Mladen hasn't made a 3 yet, still can't get it. Tonnet takes it down the middle. Strong, aggressive move, makes a bit of contact, and Stefano Tonnet is just going to work every time he gets the ball. And Fribourg Olympic are going to have to call timeout as they need to sort their defense out. But you got to think it's the last game here of the Basketball Champions League. You got to play with a bit of heart, try and end it on a strong note. But right now you can see only Umana Reyer Venezia have the 1 3-point field goal, which came from Austin Day. Now Chad Timberlake is going to bring the ball up and just try to get things going a little bit better now here. We can see the one problem that they've had is that they just haven't had a lot going to the basket. Now Andre Williamson tries a jump shot way off the mark. And now Umana Reyer Venezia on the run. Transition, gives up to Tonnet. Tonnet just turns it over, kicks it in. Well, tries the 3 from the perimeter, doesn't get it. Big rebound. Timberlake tries to give him a go, turns it over. Gaspar Vidmar now with his second steal of the game. And Tonnet just draws the foul on Chad Timberlake.
Primo fallo numero 88, Timberlake.
Well, it's just a slight reach in there that causes the foul. In the lane now, puts it up. Stefano Tonnet doesn't get the and one, but he will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Well, he's just simply an exciting player to watch right now. Every time he gets the ball, he's causing all sorts of problems, causing the penetrations, which is making the Fribourg Olympic defense collapse all the time. Surprised to see Justin Robertson didn't start the game, but again, he is probably the most exciting player for Fribourg Olympic. Well, he makes the second free throw and he gives them a 9-point lead now with under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Tunney now moves up to 6 points. All on the ball now, looks for Justin Robertson, can't get the ball. Now Timberlake off one screen, spins over, now again turns it over. Austin Day puts it behind his back all the way. Well, the follow-up is there, put back. Well, again, Jerome Washington just going in for a putback, and again, it's just very soft right now from Fribourg Olympic. Jurkovic now down low to Andre Williamson, cross court to Robertson. Robertson backs down with Marcus Haynes, tries a fadeaway, doesn't get it. Tunney with a rebound. Marquez Haynes now looks for Gaspar Vidmar underneath the basket, gets rejected, and now gets his pocket pick by Chad Timberlake. Timberlake up to Dusham Ladin, doesn't get the shot off. Williamson now backs down against Vidmar, fades away in the low block, off the front rim, doesn't get it. Tunney now tries to come off one screen in the lane, tries a no-look layup, but just somehow, some way, Stefano Tunney just gets a layup to drop. He now moves up to 8 points. Timberlake now with 5 on the shot clock, takes it down the middle, and Chad Timberlake just goes all the way. No help side defense to come in and stop him. Well, Jerome Washington now takes it down the middle, puts up a little teardrop. And Jerome Washington just going to work now as he moves up to 6 points. Another turnover. Well, some cases now, you can see there a foul after a quick turnover. You can see an unsportsmanlike foul call, but the official has allowed play to continue. And again, it's just so lackadaisical. Fribourg Olympic, just at the moment, don't look in it. They don't look focused. Well, Austin Day now will shoot these 2 free throws. He's looked very lively here. Again, a big man who plays in the low block, but more big thing about him is that he can run the floor. Really cause a few problems, get up and down. Makes it 2 for 2 from the stripe now. And he gives them a 15-point lead. Down the middle, Grave tries to put up a floater, doesn't get it, gets blocked and rejected. And now they can push in transition with Marquez Haynes. Haynes down low, gives Thomas Kijling back out to Haynes. Comes off a screen now. Haynes down low, tries to go baseline, bumps, draws a foul. And Michael Watt will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Well, this has been as poor a quarter we've ever seen here in the Basketball Champions League for Fribourg Olympic. I mean, right now they're just being outplayed on both ends of the court. Well, the former North Carolina Tar Heel, Justin Watts, just checks into the game just to give him a bit more from the perimeter. Oh, well, same situation for Umana Reyer Venezia as they bring in Andrea De Nicolau. It looks like he'll just relieve Marquez Haynes of a few minutes. As Michael Watt makes the first free throw. Well, Babacar Touré now low block, gets a pump fake up. Well, somehow gets the pass away to Robertson, and they turn it over again, but now Paul Gravet comes up with a loose ball. Pulls the trigger from the perimeter, airballs it, and Babacar Touré, no basket. End of the shot clock, 24-second violation. Well, it's very tough to see from that angle, but did look like the shot clock went off just before he got the shot off. Well, down low to Austin Day now. Got it by Paul Gravet. Day takes a jump shot all day long. Right in the face of Paul Gravet. Nothing but net from AD. Well, Justin Watts now down the other end. Draws the foul. Pick and pop now with Paul Gravet. Gravet takes the three-pointer way off the mark. And now Umana Reyer Venezia with 30 seconds to go. Can probably run this one down for as lot as possible. De Nicolau's now on the ball. Washington in the lane. Washington with a floater. 1-2 step. Doesn't get it. Almost gets his own rebound. Goes out of bounds with 19 and 6/10 of a second to go here in the first quarter. Fribourg Olympic will get the ball back. Downloaded Babacar Touré, bumps in the lane, draws a foul. Babacar Touré will shoot 2 free throws. Well, the foul is on Thomas Kislink.
Rischiato il primo fallo a Thomas Kislink in lunetta Touré.
Well, Babacar Touré has been their best player, as we mentioned so far in the Basketball Champions League, but again, they've needed other players to step in and step up this year, and they just haven't had that. They've had some really close games here in the regular season, as he makes it 2 for 2 from the stripe now. The Umana Reyer Venezia will get 10.3 seconds left to get a final shot off here in the first quarter. Andre De Nicolau with 5 on the shot clock, crosses over in the lane, kicks out. Kislink, 3 at the end of the first quarter. Thomas Kislink right at the end, and he gives them a 20-point lead now going into the second quarter. And you see it starts all with a penetration from Andre De Nicolau. Just takes it down the middle, draws the help side, and kicks it out to a wide open Kislink. And that is the end of the first quarter as Umana Reyer Venezia lead this one 28-8. Well, Fribourg Olympic, as usual, not a great three-point shooting team. The only three-point shooter they got is, of course, Dusan Mladen, but he hasn't had so many good looks on the perimeter so far. Well, we now begin the second quarter of play as these two teams are really going to try and go at each other. Tries a hip-hop step. Michael Watt kicks it back out. Kisling now on the ball. Takes it down the middle. Tries to step back from 15 feet. Thomas Kisling, nothing but net right in the face of Justin Robertson. Well, again, you got to love this guy. This guy's got all the tools in the bag. Paul Gravet tries to lob to Andre Williamson. Spins down the middle, puts up a pump fake. Andre Williamson is going to go to the free throw line now for 2 shots. Well, you can see a little bit of a mismatch there in the low block as Andre Williamson just using his size and athleticism so effectively that had to seal off the spin around the pump fake. Couldn't finish it for the and one. Well, now Mazzola checks into the game probably just to get a bit of foul trouble players out. Well, he makes the second free throw. He cuts it down now to a 19-point ball game. Gets a handoff to Nicolau. Well, Washington Euro steps. Kisling in the lane. Kisling draws a foul.
Il primo fallo del numero 32 Robertson.
Well, I turn it over right away. Robinson with a steal. And now Justin Watts. Shot in transition, doesn't get it. Andre to Nicolau. Gives up to Deron Washington. A Washington pick and roll play with Watt. Kicks it out. Cross court to Kisling. Kisling's been on fire so far. Down the left, Kisling. Another turnover now. Jeanin in transition. And Andre Williamson can't catch the pass. And it's just turnover after turnover between these two teams. Pick and pop lane out. Tries a three-point, doesn't get it. Michael Watt with the offensive rebound. He kicks it out. Goes pick and roll now. Deron Washington in the corner. Tries another three. Three's up again. This time an air ball. And he goes out of bounds, and it will be Fribourg Olympic ball. Well, Deron Washington now goes to the bench for all his efforts. And it looks like Paul Baliga is going to come into the lineup, so the home fans will definitely love this one. A regular for the national team, who just qualified for the FIBA World Cup that will be hosting China. Down the lane, Paul Gravet caught it, but went back to his left hand, missed a layup. Another turnover. Johnny now is going to go all the way. Can't keep it alive, and another turnover. Now to Nicolau. It's a 3-on-1, and yet again another turnover. Well, this is just sloppy play right now. And another turnover. Well, my word, have you ever seen 5 consecutive turnovers back to back to back? Now Michael Watt on the ball, guarded by Williamson. Spins baseline, crosses over. Michael Watt just showing a bit of ball handling in the low post. He draws a foul on. Look at that. How often do you see a big man cross it over?
Timeout, Umana Reyer.
Well, you can see Umana Reyer Venezia leading the rebounds right now, 15-5.
And to be concrete, we are not at the circus.
Well, not a single bench point has come from Fribourg Olympic, but again, they're really struggling to get the points from their current starting lineup at the moment. I mean, we've almost played a quarter and a half, and Fribourg haven't even put 10 points on the board at the moment. Well, gets a handoff now, gets a shot off on the perimeter. Shot is up, shot is no good. Williamson secures a rebound. Steinman now gives up to Jurkovic. Off to Justin Watts. Watts crosses over. Had the pass, but didn't give it to Williamson. And again, Mazzola secures a rebound. To Nicolau, down low to Paul Baliga. Kicks out. Back to Mazzola. To Nicolau, back to Mazzola. Mazzola didn't shoot it, good ball movement. You gotta get a shot off, forces one up. Oh my Lord! Just how did he get the shot off in such a precious situation? Well, it's that man again, number 77, Thomas Kislink. Again, Kislink. Can cash and shoot off the dribble. It makes him such a nightmare to guard. Steinman down the middle. Steinman kicks out to Jurkovic. 6 on the shot clock now. Jurkovic goes baseline. Jurkovic dish it off. Get the shot off from Robertson. Off the backboard. Well, the bank of Fribourg is open. And Justin Robertson gets their first field goal of the second quarter, sorry. They turn it over again now. Jurkovic all the way. Jurkovic throws it down, but an offensive foul has been called. Well, again, what a monster dunk, but he did push off right there. And look at that for a monster throwdown. Robertson off the bank just kisses the glass. Well, Kislink, why not pull the trigger from the perimeter? They're not going to defend you. Just shoot it. Paul Baliga tries to go in for the rebound. Well, the alley-oop is up, and Babacar Toure just connects with it. Well, Toure does so well there just to jump up high enough. Andre De Nicolau gets fouled. That's the fourth team foul for Fribourg here in the second quarter. Well, this has been a very, very abysmal scoring quarter for both these two teams. Umana Reyer Venezia have only scored 4 points in this quarter. In 5 minutes of play, well, Stefano Tunit's back in the game. Down low, goes over, then misses under the basket. Now Justin Watts can push in transition. Toure down the middle, puts up the floater, doesn't get it. Jurkovic, Steinman goes out of bounds, and they'll get the ball back.
Doppio cambio Fribourg Olympic riparano 88 Timberlake numero 7 Blajan. C'è un cambio anche per l'Umana Reyer, esce Andrea De Nicolau e entra il capitano Marquez Ice. Il cambio anche per l'Umana Reyer, esce Stefano Tonut. Trattenute rientra però Washington.
Six on the shot clock now. Steinman's got to go to the basket. Steinman all the way with a finger roll. Strong move by Steinman. Well, again, he scores the 8th point of the quarter now for Fribourg Olympic. Well, Mazzola now just sends it in like Torella got the ball. Haynes kicks it out. Washington up to Paul Baliga. Paul Baliga catch and shoot at the high post. Doesn't get it. Steinman with a rebound. Madden, well, again, it's so sloppy. Will they keep it alive? A foul has been called. And it looks like it's called on Paul Baliga. Paul Baliga's just holding on too much to Babacar Touré.
Umana Reyer Venezia. Rientra Ostinelli.
Steinman spins around. No foul called. Teron Washington kicks out, almost turns it over. They do turn it. No, they turn it back over again. Again, both these two teams have got to think how sloppy. You can see coach just throws the ball and he just knocks it off to Ron Washington. Well, Marquez Haynes from downtown and he sinks it. What a shot by Marquez Haynes. That's some serious range off the dribble. And that's Marquez Haynes' first 3 points of the game now. What a shot to hit. Somebody gives up to Jurkovic. Jurkovic takes him with his left. Jurkovic all the way. Draws the foul and he'll go to the free throw line now for 2 shots.
Instant replay.
It's a strong, aggressive drive, and again, well, some places you might see that call for an unsportsmanlike foul because he clearly has his hand on it, but I assume that's what the officials are looking at. I mean, I would call that an unsportsmanlike foul. He's making no attempt to play the ball. It's a big decision for the officials to make. And they've called it unsportsmanlike foul. So now Jurkovic will get 2 shots and he'll get the ball back. Doesn't get the free throw again. This has been a part of their game this season where they've had to improve, and it's just been very, very tough for them. And when you haven't got a lot of three-point shooters in the lineup, especially free throw shooters, it can cause a lot of problems. Steinman now gives it up. Jurkovic goes up with his strong move, can't get it. Baliga can't secure the rebound, and he goes out of bounds. And it will be Fribourg Olympic ball. I think the argument the fans are trying to make is that Paul Baliga got a bit of a push. Again, it's another, well, it's a foot on the ground, so it will be a baseline ball now. Problem for Fribourg Olympic, they're making passes, they're not sure there, and they're just hoping they're going to go through, and Cirelli there almost came up with a steal. Timberlake gives up to Williamson. Williamson down low, nice pass. Babacar Touré's got to dunk it. Well, that's the first dunk of the game, and again, that will just do his team a little bit of confidence. Haynes gives up to Watt. Cirelli in the corner had the three, but he didn't take it. Marquez Haynes kicks out, they almost turn it over. Paul Baliga down low to Haynes, kicks out. Haynes now, he's made 1-3, takes another one. Marquez Haynes from downtown sinks the triple, nothing but net. The assist from Thomas Kiesling. Dusham Ladd now gives it to Steinman. Down low to Williamson. Well, what a pass, all the way up. Nice little 1-2 punch him between Babacar Touré and Andre Williamson. Well, Babacar Touré now, as we mentioned, one of the top scorers and rebounds, averages a double-double per game here in the Basketball Champions League. And he only has one rebound tonight, so he's going to have to really crash the boards in the second half to maintain his double-double stats. Paul Baliga. Baliga makes contact. Baliga off the backboard, can't get it. Babacar Touré comes up with it. Fast break, Steinman lays it up, and now Fribourg Olympic cut it back down to a 16-point ball game. Well, that's a lot better now for the boys from Switzerland, really just making a physical on defense, getting out on the fast break. Kiesling wide open, why would you do that? Dusham Ladd now catches the ball, is going to take it in transition. 1:09 to go here in the second quarter. Mladen, oh, turns it over again. Kiesling can't keep it alive, and again, it's just the movement off the ball from Fribourg Olympic that's so weak at the moment. And now Fribourg Olympic call timeout. They're going to talk this one over. Already here in the first half, you can see the boys from Switzerland. I mean, there's been a lot of turnovers in this game, but 11-8, we've had 19 turnovers here in the first half, just too many. And Umana Reyer Venezia, you need to realize that, you know what it's like to get to the Final Four, and you just can't turn it on and off here in the Champions League. You know, they're in second place here in the group, and who knows who they could beat in the next round. It could be Ike, it could be Hapoel Yehavbank, Yerushalayim. I mean, it could be Cam Murthia for all we know, but you've got to come ready to play every night. And, you know, with these silly turnovers that they're making, there's the dunk from Babacar Touré. Well, Touré just gets it and throws it down with authority. Timberlake now on the ball. Andre Williamson catch all the way. Andre Williamson! Well, it's a goaltending because Paul Baliga jumped up to the sky to reject that one. When Paul Baliga's beaten to the spot, he still gets up and just says, "No, sir." But it is a goaltending. Marquez Hayes now gives it down low to Austin Day. Down low to Baliga. Baliga too strong. Babacar Touré completely hopeless underneath the basket. Well, what a play. Steinman all the way. Steinman lays it up as he curls the screen. Well, it's a lot better for Fribourg Olympic. They were trailing by as many as 22. Marquez Haynes gives up to Austin Day. Corner, Chirella for three. Doesn't get it. A tip back almost. And at the end of the first half, it is the home side, Umana Reyer Venezia, leading this one 40-26 against the visitors from Switzerland, Fribourg Olympic. Well, it has been one-sided in this game, but the boys from Switzerland just pegging back here in the second quarter, really giving it a bit of a fight. Steinman, Babacar, Torre, and Andre Williamson leading the surge here. They're just playing with a bit more confidence, but who knows how this one will finish. Remember, regardless of the result tonight, Umana Reyer Venezia will finish in second place. While win or lose, Fribourg Olympic will finish second bottom. Well, you can see the boys from Switzerland only with the 1 3-pointer. That was Justin Robertson. Umana Reyer Venezia 4 for 13 from the perimeter. Again, the rebounds fairly equal between these two teams. 7 steals apiece for them, but ladies and gentlemen, go get a drink, go get something to eat, but don't go anywhere too long, because we'll be back in 14 minutes for the second half of this final fixture here in Group B of the Basketball Champions League regular season. Umana Reyer Venezia versus Fribourg Olympic.
Ed ora I nostri due vi faranno vedere un sacco di cose veramente super originali. Forza subito il Tegazzo, Sun Flipper e William Bull, original, Allen, Glow, Forte! Williamson. Vinci il soggiorno di una notte per 2 persone in camera deluxe, l'Alba Dietro, Resort and Spa. Complimenti a Maurizio Marello che ha vinto il Umana Reyer di oggi. Forza pubblico italiano, Sunflip e William Bull, original, Allen, Glow, Forte!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a performance now here from the Harlem Globetrotters, the experts of the game of basketball, coming from New York City, of course. What a performance we have.
Eccolo qua, il nostro bambino che va con loro, facciamo un applauso amici alle Globetrotters. Fantastic, super fantastic alle Globetrotters. Forza l'applauso amici. Hey! E facciamo un applauso amici.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the internationally renowned Harlem Globetrotters. Very fortunate to have them here at halftime in Venice for this the Palasport Tagliaccio. Again, what a performance they put on, unbelievable.
Assicurazione Salute, il main sponsor dell'Umana Reyer Venezia, vi augura un buon secondo tempo e vi invita a tifare con tutto il cuore per il Oro Granata.
Well, you see the traveling fans from Fribourg here making it their last trip of the season. They've had some games they've looked really well and they've looked like they're going to come out with victories, but again, that lack of experience and a bit of lack of depth, and more importantly, they're not the best three-point shooting team here in the Basketball Champions League. Really has gone against them. Umana Reyer Venezia, last year's champions of the FIBA Europe Cup. Again, competition that was born in the 2015-16 season. Well, goes back door, Justin Robertson lays it up and gets the first two of the quarter for Fribourg Olympic. Ball in the lane, takes a jump shot, doesn't get it. A big rebound by Jurkovic. Robertson goes baseline, takes a jump shot. Robertson just going to work. With a hesitate step against Stefano Tonnet. There was a slight foul off the ball, but well, both teams now just getting a little bit physical with each other. You got to like that again. Wow, Washington just gives a hard knock and an elbow. Well, Jurkovic gets a technical foul. But again, I would have looked at what Deron Washington did and thought that was a little bit dirty, but Tonnet now throws it down low to Austin Day. Day against Babacar Touré, kicks out of Tonnet. Tonnet in the lane, kicks out. We got a three in the corner. Three is up, no good. Jurkovic with a rebound. Up to Justin Watts. Well, Watts just slow on the dribble. Gets his pocketed pick by Deron Washington. Justin Watts steps back, takes a three-pointer, airballs it completely. Again, not the best shot he could have got off, but still a 10-point deficit. And an offensive foul's called. Well, it looks like it's called on Gaspar Vidmar.
Rischiato il primo fallo a Stefano Tonnet.
Well, gets a handoff now. Natan Jurkovic down low. What a pass! Goes up with it. What a pass by Natan Jurkovic. Well, he fooled everyone. Thought he was going to shoot it, but again, just spots out Andre Williamson. And now he has a chance to cut the lead down to single digits, which we haven't seen since the first quarter. And gets the first free throw. Can't get the second free throw. In the lane, tries a layup, doesn't get it, misses it. And Natan Jurkovic now gives up to Justin Watts. And Justin Watts probably too many dribbles on the ball. Comes off a screen now with Williamson. Tries a floater off the backboard, doesn't get it. Now they can break. Well, Stefano Tonnet. And again, another turnover from Umana Reyer Venezia. Jurkovic off one screen. Looks for a lob, gets a lob to Williamson, goes up with it. Andre Williamson going to work in the low block. It's now a 7-point ball game. And now you can see Fribourg Olympic go to a 2-3 zone. Oh, Austin Day, so much time and space. Why not pull the trigger? Austin Day can't get it. Gaspar Vidmar can't rebound it. All the way, no foul called. He goes off of Watts. Again, it's a soft drive to the basket. He's got to be more aggressive. Day comes off a screen now, gets it back. Down low to Vidmar. Kicks out of Tunnet. Tunnet's got to make this one. Doesn't get it. Babacar Toure with a rebound. Now Natan Jurkovic. Well, it comes off the foot of the Nicolau.
Andrea Nicolau dello Washington vengono Marquez Hines, Bruno Cerella e Thomas Kifli.
Well, Justin Watts now on the ball, gives up to Jurkovic. Down to Babacar Toure, attacks him right away against Day, makes a bit of contact, gets his own rebound, goes up with it, gets rejected by Vidmar. And now Marquez Haynes can push in transition. Haynes down the middle, draws the foul. It's a second team foul now, Fribourg Olympic.
Il terzo fallo del numero 32, Robertson.
Well, Justin Robertson now gets called for the personal foul. It's his third one of the game. Cross court to Haynes. He's got Gaspar Vidmar in the lane, kicks it out. Well, Kirchling, big three, in and out, doesn't get it. Looks like the foul is called on Natan Jurkovic.
Siamo il quarto fallo del numero 99, Natan Jurkovic.
That's now the third team foul for Fribourg Olympic here. Jurkovic picks up his fourth personal foul. Steinman comes back in. Comes off a screen out. I got the mismatch. Williamson got it. Marquez Haynes kicks out. Well, Kirchner gets away with a travel, puts up the jump shot, can't get it. Down low, they turn it over again, but now they turn it back over. Well, that's just how the game's gone between these two teams. Very sloppy play. Robinson now comes off one screen. Cross court to Steinman. Kicks out to Charles Watts. Doesn't get it. Well, down low to Vidmar. Vidmar kicks out. Austin Day pulls up for the jump shot. Day, and finally, with 5:44 to go here. Well, sorry, into 4:45 minutes. Umana Reyer Venezia get their first field goal of the second half. Wilson out to Williamson. Back door to Watts. Watts gets rejected. Gaspar Vidmar said, "Get out of my house." Well, Gaspar Vidmar just pinned him off the backboard. Justin Watts thinks he's got it. Vidmar says, "Not in my house." Well, I'll just pin you on the refrigerator. No, sir. Down low to Austin Day. Day got it by Paul Gravet. Down the middle, spins around, fades away in the low block, doesn't get it. Robertson down low. Toure takes a jump shot, and again, it's just not a lot going. for Fribourg Olympic. They've had so many chances. They could have tied the game up now in the second quarter. Now Steinman with the steal. They got a 3-on-2 in transition. Steinman all the way, reverse layup, draws a foul. And now he'll go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Secondo fallo per Austin Day.
As I say the least. Second quarter, Fribourg Olympic won at 18-12. Now they're winning 7-2, but if they hadn't got off to a bad start, they'd pretty much be winning this game. Now Austin Day comes out of the lineup. Former NBA champion who won his NBA ring in 2014. Has probably been their most effective player. Steinman missed the free throw. Makes a second one, and cuts it down to an 8-point deficit. Marquez Haynes comes off one screen, gets a pick and pop. In the corner, Chirella for 3. Chirella can't get it. Torre with a rebound. Now he's gonna go all the way. He's gotta give it up. Steinman for 3 in transition, doesn't get it. Well, Paul Gravet, and they secure the rebound. Again, he turned it over again. That's just sloppy, careless play. Coast to coast, Kisling lays it up. Again, that is just as sloppy as it gets. Again, what a fast break there by Thomas Kisling. Steinman now on the ball. Gets a screen from Gravet onto Robertson. 6 on the shot clock. Pulls up for the jump shot while Robertson sinks it. And again, that's what they've missed. Someone on the ball just to take over as JR makes a jump shot. It's back to an 8-point ball game. Goes baseline, spins around. Watt with the move. Strong post move by Michael Watt. They're just going to work now. Mitchell Watt, the strong post move. Down low to Gravet. It's a handoff of Robertson. Pulls up for the 3-point shot. JR sinks a triple, and it's back to a 7-point ball game. Robertson just inspiring Fribourg Olympic now as he moves up to 12 points. Well, what was he thinking? Just goes over and fouls him. It's only the 4th team foul, but again, Steinman got to be a little more cautious than that. No doubt he's coming over to help Babacar Toure, but again, it's just a silly foul to give away. Chad Timberlake comes back into the game. Well, Haynes now takes a 3, doesn't get it. Again, they don't secure the rebound. Mitchell Watt kicks out, back to Haynes. Marquez Haynes down the lane, and he throws it away. Yet another turnover to Umana Reyer Venezia. And Thomas Kisling trying to go in and dive for it, but again, it's just such sloppy play from both these two teams. Timberlake now gives it to Andre Williamson. Down low to Robertson. Robertson is just going to work as he scores the last 7 points now for Fribourg Olympic. And it is now a 5-point ball game. Haynes gives up to Chirella. Well, Chirella can't make his last shot. Takes this one. Nothing but net from downtown. Puts it back to an 8-point ball game. Umana Reyer Venezia were in hope of somebody just making a perimeter shot. And you can see he just answers at the right time. Robertson gives up to Paul Gravet. Love pass to Williamson, but it hits the backboard. Again, just trying to force the issue. Haynes transition. Chirella's made 1 3, takes another one. Front rim, gets his own rebound. Kicks out to Marcus Haynes. Well, why not take the 3-pointer? Doesn't get it. over the back. They don't secure the rebound again. Haynes in and around, takes it, off it, doesn't get it. Again, they don't get the rebound. Watt secures it. And now Robertson all the way. Robertson doesn't get the and one, but he will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Again, this man is just something spectacular. Just has the capabilities of taking this game over right now. Look at him split the defenses. Mitchell Watt probably stands at 7 inches taller. Well, misses the free throw. And again, after all the accolades we've given him, just chokes there at the line. Again, you got to make your free throws at this level, especially when you're chasing the game. Makes the second one. Jonin checks back into the game. The reason they're taking him out with 54 seconds to go is that he's got 3 personal fouls. They don't want him to pick up a 4th one here with a minute left. Watt now on the ball, kicks it out, good ball reversal. Cross court, Chirella goes baseline. Another kick out. Kislink down the lane, kicks out. Chirella made 1 3. Doesn't get this one, but again, they don't rebound. Or keeps it alive. In the corner, 3 is up. Again, they don't get it. Williamson secures the rebound. And now Fribourg Olympic can run it down for the last shot here in the 3rd quarter. Jonin off one screen. Down the middle. Timberlake got to shoot it. Gets it up. Well, can't get the shot at the end of the 3rd quarter. But as it stands, Umana Reyer Venezia still lead this one by 7 points here at Palace Sports Tagliaccio. For the last game day here of the Basketball Champions League, can Fribourg Olympic sneak one victory? Remember, the result as it stands, Umana Reyer Venezia will stay in 2nd place. Fribourg Olympic will stay 2nd bottom. Well, Fribourg Olympic now 2 for 9 from the perimeter. Those only 2 3-pointers have come from Justin Robertson. Fribourg Olympic have won 3 games so far here in the Basketball Champions League.
Ci siamo pronti per l'inizio del 4º quarto.
We'll begin the 4th quarter now. Last game for these 2 teams here in the regular season, but Umana Reyer Venezia will be going on to the playoffs. Remember, they won the FIBA Europe Cup last year. They beat Sitigas Avellino in the final. Janik comes in and gets a steal. And now Fribourg Olympic are on the run. In the corner with Dusan Mladen. Comes off one screen now, gives it to Robertson. Lob to Torre. Torre's got to go up with Babacar. Torre just missed it under the basket. You got to make it. Simple as that. To Nicolau Lane all the way. And now Jerome Washington will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Again, strong move, but where's the helps him? Well, that's a hard foul, to say the least. I mean, he really swiped at him. Missed the first free throw. Deron Washington now. Again, only 6 points tonight. He's got 2 rebounds and 1 assist, but gotta make your free throws. Makes the second one. Now the full court pressure's on Jeanin. Looks like he's gonna break the press. Comes up to Timberlake. Five on the shot clock now. Williamson spins around but fades away. Does he get the drop? No, he doesn't. Well, Washington spins out. Magic Johnson style in transition. DeNicolau on the ball. Tries to throw up the lob. Doesn't get it. Baliga with the tip in. Poor Baliga. Just shows the athleticism. Dusham Latin hasn't made 1 3, but finally makes it from downtown. Gets it back to a 7-point ball game. Again, he's the only player not to make a 3-pointer in this game. Sorry, to make a 3-pointer other than Justin Robertson. And if he starts to light it up here in the 4th quarter, possibly his team could come back. Timberlake gives a hard foul to Deron Washington.
Seconda parte l'88, Timberlake, cambio. Umana Reyer Thomas Kisling. Rientra Stefano Tonut.
Well, Thomas Kisling just comes out of the game. Coming in, Stefano Tonut. Washington steps back, 3 on the shot clock. Washington forces it up, and he gets down 1. Just how did he get it off? We'll have to see a replay of that, but Washington makes the acrobatic move. Look at this. It's just a soft reach in from Babacar Touré. If you're going to foul him, you got to foul him hard. It's as simple as that. Well, gets a free throw to drop, and he puts it back up to a 10-point ball game. Well, Jeanin just does so well to break the press. Little danger mouse. Oh, my Lord! Gets rejected! Paul Baliga just said, not in my house, to Babacar Touré. Stefano Tonut, ball reversal corner. Washington had the 3. He's going to back down. Eurostep, well, surely travels with it. But we got a timeout now. It's a Fribourg Olympic as they lead this one by 12. Well, it all starts with a block from Paul Baliga. Baliga thinks he's got the layup. Sorry, Babacar Touré thinks he's got the layup. Baliga said, no, sir. And these guys right now, it's been tough for them to go this whole season. They've only won 3 games. They did the double on Opava BK, and they did get a very impressive victory against Telecom Baskets Bonn. Well, Jurkovic tries a three, doesn't get it. Well, the fouls on Washington is just holding the arm of Andre Williamson. Robertson kicks out to Jurkovic. Fades away, way off the mark. Gets a contact, no foul called. Mitchell Watt kicks out to Nicolau. Washington pulls up from 18 feet, doesn't get it. Dušan Mladen, quick shoot from downtown. Well, cuts it down to a 9-point ball game. Hits his last 2 3-pointers. And this game far from over. Tonic kicks out to Mitchell Watt. Mitchell Watt down low. Paul Baliga with a throwdown. Easy dunk by Paul Baliga. It's a soft post entry pass, but again, Babacar Toure making no effort to really get it. Toure gives it to Mladen. Mladen takes the one-footed jump shot, doesn't get it. Washington now on the ball. Baliga backs down. Kicks out to Nicolau, takes it in. No foul called. And the foul's now called on Andre de Nicolau. Well, Williamson tries a three, doesn't get it. Well, Natan Jurkovic comes up with a loose ball. It's back to a 9-point ball game. Well, Babacar Toure just putting his hands all over the place. Baliga under the basket. Baliga jump hook, doesn't get it. Well, nobody moving off the ball now. Dušan Mladen forces one up, doesn't get it. And again, no structure, no offense, no movement. Stefano Tunnet, wide open, pulls the trigger, and he punishes Fribourg Olympic. Well, no communication from the boys from Switzerland. Just allows Stefano Tunnet just to pull up for a wide open three. To Nicolau, Tunnet all the way, gets fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line now for 2 shots. Well, that's Robinson's 4th personal foul of the game. We got a timeout. These two teams are going to talk it up.
If we got numbers, run. If not, we play. Fix on the zone, one up, man to man. One up, entry pass to the 4, one up, entry pass to the 5. Okay, let's go. Forza. 1, 2, 3.
Well, he makes the first free throw. He's going to put him up by 13. He makes this one, but he can't get it. So back to a 12-point ball game for Umana Reyer Venezia. Dushim now gives up to Andre Williamson. Boston gets rejected. Paul Baliga again. Just got in the paint. Not in my house. Well, he thinks he's got elevates, and Baliga says, no, sir. Not in my house. Well, Robertson goes with the acrobatic little Bow Wow style move. Gets it off the back of the defender. Scottie Pippen did that in the 1993 NBA Finals. Tonnet made his last three, takes another one. Stefano Tonnet from downtown. Jukovic downloaded Babacar Toure. Toure, nobody moving off the ball, and that's what happens. You're gonna turn it over. Dushim Laden step back, doesn't get it. It goes out of bounds, and it will be a Umana Reyer Venezia ball. Well, look at this for a move. Sneaky Scottie Pippen, NBA 1993 Finals. And again, you just got to wonder, for Fribourg Olympic, it was about pride in this game as Jukovic Jr. comes into the game. Well, takes the shot. Chirella in and out, doesn't get it. Cross court and low, gets rejected, but hits the backboard, so 2 points will count. Steinman will get him. As Kijlink jumps up and just makes contact with the backboard. Down low, goes up. Easy layup. And Chirella just cut in. Steinman had the three, didn't take it. Well, Jukovic tries a jump shot and he sinks it from 17 feet. He just checks into the game. Stefano Tonnet, 3 punti. Sinks another three-pointer. This guy is on fire. Puts him back up by 14. It's Justin Robertson attacks the basket. Paul Gravet with a tip back. They turn it over with 1:41 to go as they lead this one by 12 points. Well, Depont and Jeanin check into the game for the last minute 40 to go here of their season here in the Basketball Champions League. It's been a good experience for Fribourg Olympic. Jokovic tries a little floater shot, airballs it. Paul Grave with a steal. Now Jeanin will lay it up in transition as he does just that. It's back to a 10-point ball game. Down low to Baliga, turns around the low block. Paul Baliga, simply unstoppable. Well, he's represented Italy very fine in the World Cup qualifiers. Paul Grave goes up, gets fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line now for 2 shots. The foul's on Mazzola. Makes the first free throw. Makes it 2 for 2 from the stripe. Stefano Tonna now top scorer in the game with 17. Pulls up, another three-pointer, doesn't get it. Steinman goes all the way, gets blocked and rejected. Well, Jeanin had the three but didn't take it. Steinman will take the three-pointer, can't get it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is the end of the regular season for Fribourg Olympic. Umana Reyer Venezia will move on to the next round as they finish second here in Group A. But at the end of this one, it is the host, Umana Reyer Venezia 72, Fribourg Olympic 62. It's been a season full of education for the boys from Switzerland. And no doubt they'll take it back to their domestic basketball and try to use experience to push on and win their national league. Umana Reyer Venezia can set their sights on the next round. Who they'll be up against next?
Ma tutto il pubblico del Cagliaccio fa un grande applauso alla nostra squadra che si è qualificata al turno successivo della Champions League.
Fribourg Olympic sits second place in the SBL in Switzerland, so and they had a very impressive victory on the weekend when they bit third bottom Pully. Again, that is how it finishes then. They're right behind the Geneva Lions. For Umana Reyer Venezia, they also sit second in Serie A. Sit against Avellino in 5th place. Well, Virtus Bologna only sitting in 6th, so all to play for these two teams in their domestic basketball leagues. But the good thing for Umana Reyer Venezia is they got more basketball to look forward to here in the Champions League. And who knows, though, they'll get to the next round. Well, Mitchell Watt getting the selfie with the fan, of course. Well, both these two teams shooting pretty poorly from the perimeter, 26 and 27%. Fribourg Olympic 21 for 47 from within the rainbow. And they were just out rebounded 39 to 35. They did have more assists and more steals for that matter, but Umana Reyer Venezia, for a team that's going through the next round and made it to the Final Four and winning the FIBA Europe Cup last year. 16 turnovers, just one too many at this level. Robertson was their top scorer with 17. Williamson almost had a double-double in assists and rebounds, ironically for a big man, but that is as it stands with these two teams. Nicolau had 3 steals. Tony Robertson were the top scorers with 17. Washington checked in 12 and Austin Day with 9, but again, they've got to look to think of other ways to beat players and beat teams in the next round, because it's only going to get tougher here in the Basketball Champions League. Well, they've got to keep their heads up, think how ways to be here next year, how to qualify, more importantly, finish their domestic basketball on a strong note, as they'll be competing with the Geneva Lions to get first place in the SBL. Well, again, you got to think the style the team played, just how sloppy they've been, but they got to ensure they turn it around and come ready to play in the next round of the playoffs, because it's been just one too many times they've looked very frail and very sort of unsure of themselves. They got to assert themselves at this level. It's simple as that. Well, Mitchell, what there you can see the one-on with Paul Baliga. Paul Baliga with the throwdown. Well, you know, it's all about tempo, it's all about identity, and how much you want it here in the Basketball Champions League. Some teams now will be going higher and higher up the table, probably on to the next round, but ladies and gentlemen, as we mentioned, nothing changes between these two teams here in Group B. Umana Reyer Venezia still sitting in second place, while Fribourg Olympic end their season currently with 3 wins, and they sit second bottom here in Group B. No doubt their targets, current target will be to finish well strong in the SBL. The next target after that will be to try and get back here in the Basketball Champions League.